everyone, welcome to Australian Book Travels and to this week's book recommendations. Welcome, a special welcome for those of you who have joined the channel in the last few weeks, and a special welcome for all of you around the world, wherever you are. Okay, a couple of things before we begin. First of all, we are outside on our small holding in central Victoria. We are in part of our back garden, what you would think is our back garden. Just to my left over here is part of our paddocks, and then to the right the horse paddocks and things. So it's a back garden, but it's not you wouldn't really think so. This is the garden part, and then there are paddocks out. And we do have a fence. We do have fencing, so to keep animals in and out. So you'll see part of the paddocks, and this is what you see behind me is part of our back garden. I do have a drink, so if you are wanting to stop the video, you can do that and get yourself a drink, I would suggest, so that we can all sit down and enjoy the morning. I have a Moroccan mint tea, which can be, I'm having it, well, I have made it hot, but you can drink it cold. It's really lovely. You can have it in summer and winter. I have it at night time before bed as well. It's a really lovely drink. So I made myself that. Apologies for the sunglasses on my head. The sun is quite bright this morning, so I did have to wear, whilst I was preparing for the video today, I did have to wear my sunglasses, but now I'm wearing them as a headband so that if there is any breeze, my hair's not blown around and it's not distracting. Okay, everyone, cup of tea or coffee or whatever you're drinking, or whenever you're watching this at night, perhaps you're having a glass of wine. Glasses on. These are, now I lost 2 pairs of spectacles in the last hour before I was getting ready to present the books to you, and I had to rummage around at the bottom of a cupboard and find these. They're scratched and I think they're broken. They're a bit wonky, but sorry everyone, it's a bit of an odd morning this morning. One other thing before we go on. Over the coming weeks, I'm actually taking you away. I'm taking the book recommendation videos away. I am filming for the travel videos on a Saturday, but this venture away from home is more to do with 2 Australian authors. So I'm not going to say any more, but I will be able to present that video. I may actually present it as a sneaky midweeker, but it will be really a book video or a book recommendation video rather than a travel video. So keep your eyes open. In the coming weeks, there will be a sneaky midweeker. I don't want to tell you too much, but I am taking you away. I'm actually taking you interstate. And we are going on a bit of a literary tour, or adventure. That's probably a better word. So do keep your eyes peeled for that. And in the meantime, I'm getting ready. It has been a really big week. As most of you know, we had our first birthday or anniversary last Wednesday. And the Monday prior, I uploaded a book recommendation video, and then of course on Saturday was our travel video. So last week was hectic for me, as this week is, because I'm preparing to take you away. So I'm packing and getting things prepared to take you away with me. So there's always bags under my eyes, but I'm probably looking pale and tired, and I apologise everyone, but I'm trying to do all of this for you so that it's interesting and we get to see a bit more of the literary world in Australia. Okay, let's begin. Oh, sorry, these are really, I'm not even sure I'm not sure that they're giving me any better vision, but anyway. Okay, the first one, story. earlier this year, I think it was either in March or May, we took you to a country town called Beechworth in northeast Victoria. And we went to a lovely bookshop and I bought a book. I was drawn to it, like most of us are. The cover of the book interested me, and the fact that it was hardcover. When I flicked through it and I looked on the back, I thought, oh, this is a really lovely book. I'd like to read this and present it on the channel. Well, I did read it quite some time ago, and I forgot to present it on the channel, because I had all these other books, and we've been busy, haven't we, with lots of things. So it did get lost on the bookshelf. A couple of weeks ago, as most of you will know, I advocate and promote publications by Fremantle Press, the publishing house in Western Australia. They're absolutely fabulous. They have quality authors, quality production in their books, and they do have a number of series. The Treasure series is one of them that I have advocated on here. I have it on my bookshelf, and it's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, so I really love their publications. Anyway, as a result of that, I am associated with them on social media. And a few weeks ago, I was looking at on Instagram, and Fremantle Press were advertising one of they were advertising a series of books, but on first glance, I could only see one book. And it was absolutely beautiful. The colours were gorgeous. The cover was beautiful, and it looked really interesting. So I commented to Fremantle Press and said, "Oh, that looks really lovely. I may be interested in that in the future. That's wonderful." And Fremantle Press responded and said, "Well, it's actually part of a series. This is a series of books." And they added some other photos. And in the photo, I recognised the book that I had bought in Beechworth months and months ago. I think it was May we went there. So I ran to the bookshelf and pulled out this book, and lo and behold, it is Fremantle Press, and I didn't even realise it. Shamefully, I did not even realise it. In my defence, in May, I was not associated with Fremantle Press. In fact, I hardly knew that they existed. So that's my excuse. But I do now know, and I have known for a long time, and I absolutely love the publications from Fremantle Press. This is no different, everyone. Now, this is called In the Lamplight by Diane Wolfer. She's an Australian author. I think it's really meant to be a children's book-ish or teenage book. I don't think so. I think it's for everyone, as you know, and it does have more adult themes in it. So, I accept that it's, all books for everyone. But these are the end papers. They're absolutely beautiful. Now, through it, the story is very light on. It's not a heavy story in terms of there's not a lot of text of the story, but there is a lot of text in terms of newspaper clippings of the day. This is a story about World War I in England, but it features Australian soldiers. So our young protagonist is Rosie. She lives on a farm or a small holding in England, in a manor house, I think. And the manor house becomes a hospital, a repatriation hospital, and Rosie comes across the Australian soldiers. Now, that is the story, but along the way we have beautiful drawings, and then we have almost like a journal type effect. We have photos, and there's a diary of things that have happened during the war. This is absolutely marvellous. It should not be missed. I think everyone should read it. I think it's a wonderful. We have all these beautiful drawings, and we have a relationship with one of the with one of the soldiers. So yeah, look, I recommend this. Again, look, it's a hardcover. You know I love hardcovers. It has a linen texture feel, and it is part of a series, which I will, in the future, try and purchase the others in the series, because this is lovely. I recommend it. I really do. Now, this, I'm not sure what year this was published. I think it may have been this year this was published. Let me just have a look. No. Fibs. I fibbed to you. It's 2018. So that's a few years ago. But absolutely beautiful, and I recommend it. And would be a lovely Christmas gift, I think, because it's hardcover and it has that beautiful texture on the cover, and it has, you know, it's factual in the there's telegrams, and there's photos, and real photos. So from the World War. So I think that is well worth it. Now, another one, a few weeks ago, I told you all about a YouTuber, Vanessa, who is in England. She lives on a narrowboat and YouTubes her daily or weekly life with her dog on the narrowboat. Her YouTube is The Mindful Narrowboat. Vanessa is also a poet. I'm not sure that, I think she was a teacher actually, but she is now a poet, absolutely, and she is also an artist. Each week on her channel, she at the end of the video, she draws what she has seen of particular interest that day or that week, and she writes a little poem about it. As a result of her journaling her journeys, she has published each journal. Now, this is for 2023. I ordered this, oh gosh, it wouldn't even be 10 days ago, through her Etsy shop. And originally I was going to buy the 2022 and the 2023 journals together. By the time I was so busy with other things, by the time I went to order on Etsy, there was only the 2023 journal left. However, Vanessa has reprinted the 2022 version. So that I will definitely get back on Etsy and buy her 2022 journal. And she has notified everyone on her channel that the 2024 journal will be available next June. So that's June 2025. I recommend you buy these. I think they've been inspired by the Edwardian, Diary of the Edwardian Lady. This is really beautiful. It's printed as it is, so mistakes that Vanessa has made or any drawing errors, she has just printed it as she has it in her journal. This is really lovely. What I'm doing, I received this, I hope you can all see that. I received this, what day is it? Monday. So I must have received it Thursday, I think. And what I'm doing, because Vanessa has so much on each page to read and to admire in the pictures, in her drawings, I am reading a page a night. So I'm reading a double page a night. And each double page is of that day or that week that pertains to her life on the narrowboat. They are all nature drawings, so they're flora and fauna. Exquisite, absolutely exquisite, and I recommend that that's her dog Zephyr. I recommend that you buy this. It's supporting Vanessa as she lives on her narrowboat, and not only that, you are getting a beautiful account of her life and what she sees in the English countryside. I recommend this. That's The Mindful Narrowboat. I'll leave the details in the description box below, but that's Vanessa's book. Absolutely beautiful. Well done, Vanessa, and I look forward to buying the others that you have on your Etsy shop. I think she also now has a calendar, so if you are of a mind to, you can buy the calendar with the special drawings and her little notes and poems that she has. So I recommend that one. Now, it is November. Now, I am not a seasonal reader. I read anything at any time. I love reading, and it doesn't matter what season it is. If I'm reading a book that is set in autumn and I'm reading it in summer, it doesn't matter. I love it. The only thing I do love doing, and I won't read at any other time, is reading Christmas books from November through to the 1st of January, and sometimes a little bit after. But that's the only time that I'm a seasonal reader. And I have begun, everyone. I was a little late this year. I think I began on the 3rd of this month, starting to read my Christmas books. Now, another story to tell you. Benjamin Stevenson is an Australian author. I reviewed this and recommended it quite a long time ago. It may have been late last year or very early this year when the channel was very, very new. This is a murder mystery on the train in Australia. I think from memory it's on the Garn. Yes, aboard the Garn, which is one of our famous sleeper trains. I enjoyed it. It's a little bit like, not quite, but obviously it has musings of Murder on the Orient Express. I enjoyed it, but not as much as I think I could have. I didn't warm to the characters. I enjoyed the story, but I didn't really warm to the characters, particularly the main protagonist, who is a writer / detective. Amateur detective. I found him just a little bit too, I don't know, there were a lot of laughs through it, but that became a little bit wearing for me after a time. It felt like as though the character was perhaps a little egotistical, and I say that very lightly. I mean, that is my only negative reaction to the book. I did enjoy it, but I just couldn't warm to the characters. And I found that I was a little disappointed that there wasn't more on Australia, because it's set on one of the most famous trains in Australia, and I think Benjamin could have made a little bit more of the scenery in Australia. Having said that, it is about a murder mystery, so it's not a lovely little memoir or a nature journal or anything like that. I understand that, but I was a little disappointed that he could have made more of the scenery of Australia and really promoted Australia. So I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favourite novel. Now, from there, I came across, because it's Christmas, this is paperback, by the way, I came across his Christmas book, hardcover, absolutely beautiful, and I'll show you in a minute. This is Benjamin Stevenson's Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret. Now, the hardcover and the actual cover and what's inside the book really, really grabbed me on the shelf at the bookshop. If we open it up, there's the end papers there, which I think is just beautiful, very Christmassy. And then when you take the dust cover off, it has an advent calendar. Now, throughout the book, this is a linen-y feel as well, really lovely quality book. Throughout the book, the murder has 24 advent calendar clues, if you will. And so we have, in the very beginning, we have the advent calendar closed, and at the end you are given the advent calendar with all the clues. It is a murder mystery, but it's Christmas, and it is based around Christmas. It's in Australia. It's set in Australia in the Blue Mountains. Again, it doesn't give you any scenery or any feel for the location, but that's okay because it is a Christmas book and it is a murder, and that's what we're really concentrating on in this. I love this. I enjoyed this better than this one. I absolutely love this and I recommend it. It's hardcover. It is probably one that you could, although it's a murder mystery, I think it's one that you would like to go back to, perhaps each year at Christmas. It really is a great novel. I love it. Hardcover, brilliant, brilliant end papers and cover as well to boot. So I love it. The story was fantastic. It had a real Christmas vibe. I loved it and I recommend it, everyone. Now this is, I think it's only not even 200. Oh yes, it's 222. Now this, just to give you a little rundown, this is Ernest Cunningham is the writer and the narrator. So our main protagonist, I guess that was another thing in relation to this. It was a little bit new to get into the way he writes. By this one, I realised how he writes the book because the protagonist is the writer of the book. He's the writer of the story, but he gives you insight into what a murder mystery, how a novelist will plot a murder mystery. So you're given those insights as well, which is really interesting. And in this one, it was very prevalent. And so I found it perhaps a little bit, it took me a while to get into that style of reading and understanding the concept. It's not as heavy in this one. And also, by the time I read this one, I already knew how Benjamin writes the story. This was great. I loved it and I recommend it. Get it for Christmas. And it's probably one to get before Christmas because it is a story that leads up to Christmas. And it is an advent calendar where you have the 24 days before Christmas Day. But having said that, buy it for somebody's Christmas stocking. Pop it in their stocking. Absolutely brilliant. I recommend it. Now, our last one for today. You probably all know the Canadian writer Nita Prose. She wrote The Maid. She wrote The Mystery Guest, which is a follow-up to The Maid. These are murder mysteries. The protagonist is, I believe, we're being led to believe that she is on the spectrum. She's certainly OCD, and she's quirky. She's really quirky. She is a maid in a hotel, and there obviously mysteries happen and murders and things. Really good, really quirky in the way it's written and in our protagonist. I warmed to her. I thought, even though I'm don't know too many people on the spectrum, I definitely warmed to her and I understood what was going on with her. I really enjoyed these. Now, this year, Nita, I believe there is also another one in 2025. I think this was her first, and I think this was 2022 or 23, everyone. I can't remember. It's not, I'm not getting it quickly enough for you, everyone, but I think this one was, hang on, let me have a look. I do like to get these things. 2022 it was first published. This one was published in 2023. It's the smaller paperback. So this one was 2024. Did I buy this earlier this year, perhaps? Now that I've started that, I'm going to have to... Yes, 2024. But this is her Christmas book. Again, hardcover. I love hardcovers. It's a novella. This is The Mistletoe Mystery. And we have the beautiful cover with the snow dome. It's the main book. It has that linen feel and it is in Christmas red. And then we have the hotel as it looks in the dome. I think that's on the back cover too. Yes, it's on the back cover as well. This is a mystery, but it's not a murder mystery. It is a love story. I recommend anybody who, if you are interested in a love story without it being too mushy, a little bit of mystery. Sorry, everyone. You can probably hear our chickens and our geese. I can't remember if I warned you about that, but we are on a small holding here, so you'll hear all of the animals. And that's the rooster crowing, trying to tell us that he's here. So Nita Prose, this is absolutely beautiful. It was so heartwarming. This is definitely one that you would read each Christmas. It is absolutely beautiful. It is a mystery, but it's not a murder mystery. It is a love mystery, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was so lovely. I recommend it. Get it before Christmas, read it for Christmas Eve, or read it before Christmas, or buy it for someone's Christmas stocking. Instead of a card that most people throw away, I just buy a little gift card, just a little tag, and then you give an extra gift because it's worth it. Rather than buying a card, I love buying a little novella, and this is definitely worth it. Little love story, mystery, heartwarming, beautiful. I loved it, absolutely loved it. I recommend it. Now this is by HarperCollins, and I think this is only 113 pages. So that is beautiful, can be read, on Christmas Eve. This one I think is absolutely brilliant. I loved it. I warmed to the protagonist more than I did in this one. This was great. I loved it, and I recommend it, and I think you should get it for Christmas. It presents really well. It is a hardcover. I love the hardcovers. They're ones that you can keep forever, and you can gift them, and they look more substantial when you gift them. They're absolutely brilliant. Vanessa Thomas, the Mindful Narrowboat, she is on YouTube. I recommend you all subscribe to her. She's very peaceful and mindful, and she's really loves nature and writes a journal and has now printed them. So this is 2023. I will be buying 2022, and I will most likely if I can pre-order. Otherwise I will buy her 2024 journal next year when it is available. And of course, Fremantle Press, absolutely a quality Australian publisher in Western Australia. In the Lamplight by Diane Wolfer. It is based in England, this story, but it is about Australian soldiers in the First World War. Another beautiful book, and in fact, if you can, perhaps buy the series as a Christmas gift. This, don't forget, with Fremantle Press, anywhere in Australia, if you buy 2 books or more, it's free post. And of course, there is a reduced post, or as cheap as Fremantle Press can make it, in conjunction with Australia Post, for those of you who are buying their books overseas. I recommend them. So that's all our books for this week, everyone. Now, I did say I'm taking you away. I have to go now and get ready, preparing. I'm going away later this week. You won't see the videos probably for another week or 2, possibly 2, I would say. I'm taking you on I'm not sure that I will be able to video all of it, but I will certainly get photos, and I am going to video along the way. It's going to be a sneaky midweeker, I think, everyone. I won't. We'll have extra book recommendation, and then I think in a few weeks we'll have we'll have that travelling to the literary function as a sneaky midweeker. That's what I think I'm going to do. But I'm going to video along the way. So it'll be a quasi-travel, diary type literary journey. So I hope you enjoy it, everyone. I hope it's just gives us a little bit something different, and it's something different for me to video as well. You'll see me in my less than glorious travelling state. Okay. I think that's it. The sun is shining. It is getting on in the morning. So it's getting warmer out here. There's a couple of clouds. In fact, I may go behind the camera and just show you quickly what the day looks like. We have an awful lot of long grass. We're having to slash our grass in the next few weeks before the summer really hits. We have, I'm not sure if I told you all, but we have had a number of beautiful reptiles visit us in the garden, and I have uploaded them on Instagram at different times. But we have had an eastern brown snake who now lives around the house. They are considered, just for those of you who don't know, they are considered the second deadliest snake in the world, the most poisonous. The rule is that if you are bitten by an eastern brown snake, you only have 15 to 30 minutes to seek assistance. So we live 20 minutes at least away from a vet and from a hospital. So we cannot afford to get bitten, and we can't afford the dogs to get bitten. Our cat was bitten last year, but apparently cats have a better survival rate. In fact, they have a better, they can tolerate the venom better apparently. And he survived. He was in the veterinary hospital for a week on anti-venom and drips and all sorts of things. So he did survive, thankfully. That was our little Flynn. But with the dogs, we are not letting them outside unless they are on a lead, because this eastern brown snake is around our house. He has been on our footpaths. He has been here where I'm sitting. And look, we don't like hurting them. This is their territory. We have built on their territory, but we have to take precautions. Mark, thankfully, he has bought a couple of snake kits. They arrived last week, I think. They won't save us, but they will give us perhaps more time to seek help. But we have been informed by the vet that it would be unlikely that the dogs survive if they are bitten. So we are being very, very careful. And we will have to be careful because it's only spring now. It is the end of spring, but it is only spring now. So if he's out now, he's going to be out during the summer. So we have to be very, very careful. So that's a little bit of a worry because we have nearly trodden on him. Between Mark and myself, we have nearly trodden on the eastern brown snake 3 times. So he's been very close, and he blends in. They change, or they can come in different colours. This one is very much a colour of really the dirt on our ground. So he blends in. You don't really see him until he moves, which is disconcerting. So we are being careful. So we have long grass at the moment. We are getting a gentleman in, another farmer in to slash our grass, and I have a ride-on mower that was given to us by a family member. So I'll be doing close to the house, but in the video you will see long grass. We are staying away from the long grass at the moment, and we're just waiting for the gentleman to come and slash it, and then I will slash it immediately. I'll use the ride-on mower immediately around the house, and then we have a small push mower that I use in the immediate vicinity of the house, mainly because we have paths and garden beds and trees that make it too difficult for a tractor or a ride-on mower to get around. So I'll be doing that. We have actually slashed the grass this year, and I have been mowing, but because we've had a little bit of rain and then a lot of sun, it has just really grown. Even though it looks dry, it's only dried off in this last week. So, we're in a little bit of a fight against time, everyone. Anyway, that is it. I've prattled on enough for you all. I hope you've enjoyed your drink, and I hope you do think about those books. They are all really good books. I hope you know I try to tell you the truth as I feel about the books. And I wouldn't recommend, these flies, I wouldn't recommend anything that I really didn't like. And I do love these, I really do. I think they're all great stories, particularly for Christmas. We will have more, we'll have a Christmas special coming up in December, more on that later. At the moment, I'm concentrating on taking you away with me. Okay, everyone, happy reading, safe travels. Do eat well, but don't forget we have Christmas coming up, so you'll be eating a lot then. Okay, take care everyone. Bye for now.